Hi everyone, back today with another video. This one is just about the shimmering dust that you can collect as part of the catch up for being an enchanter, and I'm using that to build a concentration knowledge point tree. And I'm just thought I'd share with you how to do that because until today I hadn't figured it out. And I've scored over 70 knowledge points just today at like a minimum, and I can still probably get more. I've run out of stuff to disenchant to see if I still get more, but I was getting the shimmering dust right up until I finished. So I just thought I'd share with you how to get the shimmering dust in case it's something you hadn't thought of before. There's a couple of steps you have to go through to kind of get that. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. I'm also going to talk about a couple of other ways I'm making gold as you come across it in the video. Like you can see here, I'm doing recipe flipping for the competitor recipes on the tailoring spec. Anything listed below 10,000 gold is a real steal. You can buy it and list it for 10,000 gold. So that's what I've been doing. But for the shimmering dust, what you have to do is you have to get the knowledge points all the other ways for the week. So that's completing this knowledge point quest here from your enchanting trainer. You have to go and finish that. And then from the world, you have to go and collect two knowledge points from other sources. So I got mine from the dirt piles where you get the globs of wax. And I just thought that was a really good way to pair it with gold. But I do believe you can get it from other things like world quests and caches and drops. But I did mine from the dirt piles. So I went back to the dirt pile from one of my previous videos actually, because that quest was back up where you get 800 gold. That's just a bit of a bonus getting 800 gold while you're there. But the point of that is, especially on my server in the evenings when everybody else is logging on, there's a lot of people there doing that quest. And the spawn time for these little dirt piles is super high. I collected 30 globs of wax during this time, and while I was doing this one quest, I did get only one of the enchanting knowledge point things you can get from the drop. So it does take a little while to get it. It was worthwhile because I got enough of the globs of wax to hand in, and I swapped it for the Rocky box. And I got quite a bit of gold from that. But also the stuff you get while just looting the dirt piles, it sells for quite a lot in the end. And then I completed the quest as well. So that was a bit of a side bonus there. So the 2 points did take me a little while to pick up. I think I was running around in this area for about half an hour, which is really all my motion sickness can take. I tell you, this skywriting flying is the worst thing ever for my motion sickness. And I can't do the other flying until I unlock the Pathfinder. So I should really just do that quest, because this is really limiting how much time I can spend on these kinds of farms. Let me know, am I the only one that's suffering with this type of flying? Like, is anybody else having a difficult time with it? So I did manage to get a lot of these little dirt piles, and I made a fair bit of gold from it, which is, what we're here for. We're here to make gold. We're here to get mounts as well if you're watching the other videos. But gold is the primary focus here because, it's really good for just everything from casual players to serious players. Everybody has a use for gold. So I just flew around in this area and collected these little wax globs for a little while. I did manage to get my second wax glob from some wax piles I found in the Isle of Dawn. So I completed that quest in Spiderland. And I'd had a break, like I said, the motion sickness. I went and did the weaver cloth farm I normally do. And you can see here, I've got lots of braces made here. And part of the reason for that is while I still needed that second knowledge point, you can see I did get it here. You also have to disenchant 8 different things to get the knowledge points, up to 8 knowledge points from disenchanting that way. I recommend you do the disenchanting part last. So I did it in the middle, trying to figure out if I'd reached it or not. I recommend you do the disenchanting section of this last. So go and do the weekly quest, go and find the 2 world drops, and then do the disenchanting part. That way, if you disenchant past the 8, you start getting the shimmering dust anyway, and there's not a point where you wasted some. I think I wasted like 8 disenchants in the middle there before I figured out I hadn't done enough to get the shimmering dusts. So that would be my recommendation to you. So you can see here in my bag, I'm getting a lot of shimmering dust. This is just the first time I did it. This is the first time I qualified for it. Like I said, I've gone and I've done more farming. I even bought some weaver cloth, which is not something I thought I would be doing. But I really want to get this concentration build up and running, because the few enchants I managed to do, I sold them for 2,500 gold, 3,000 gold each. And the gold level enchants with the silver materials make a really nice profit margin, especially for anybody who's looking to add to their gold making routine. You could probably exclusively make a lot of gold this way once you've got the concentration build up and running. I don't know. I don't have it. I'm working on it. But once you've got it, it does make a steady amount of gold, and I'm going to add it into what I'm already doing. So I'm not taking away anything. This is something I can do in between waiting for raids, or if I've had enough of delves, or if I'm just on for 10 minutes and chatting to friends. That's what I do. I'm still making gold with these public orders you can see here. I've had a few of them. It's just that time of the week when the Great Vault opens. From there till about Sunday, it does really well. I get loads of orders. You can see it's only 500 gold, but it's 500 gold. I'm sitting right there anyway. So when you get the glimmering dust, what you want to do, the shimmering dust, what you want to do is put it into the everlasting enchantments, and you want to buy up as many of those as possible. Now, the Radiant Shard enchant, the Radiant enchants are the enchants that are selling for the most, at least the enchants that I have. And I have bought those in the past with gold I've made, and they were expensive. They're probably coming down in price now because that's just how the beast works on WoW. They are coming down in price now, but the once you have the recipe, they make a lot of gold. But you do need to still learn all the way up to level 20 in, I think it's the earthen enchantments, to make the most gold you possibly can out of there. So you can see the enchant chest crystalline radiance. It sells for a lot. There's 2,500 gold, and it's about an 800 gold profit margin. More if you're collecting any of your own materials and you're not buying it from the auction house. So it's just a thought there for people looking to do to expand their gold making routines, essentially. I am still doing the tinderbox flip, and thank you so much to the person who pointed that out. It's a real steady form of gold making. Like I said in the tinderbox video, you have to have gold initially to get a bit from that, but you can see that I'm making a steady profit from all of that. So I have been doing the tinderbox flipping, and I have just been listing them solidly for 2,400 now, and they're always selling. On my server tonight, it actually got up to 2,000. 2,600. So I might actually be shooting myself in the foot a bit. Perhaps I can be listing it for higher, because in the evenings they do sell for a lot more. And in the mornings, if you've got the time, I mean, I'm an author, I work from home. I've got a lot of flexibility in my schedule. So it's not too hard for me to log on in the morning for 30 minutes and then log on in the evening for a couple of hours once my kids are asleep. So it really depends on what your schedule is. I understand not everybody has that kind of flexibility. So I just log in the morning when I'm having my coffee and go and see if any of these things are cheap. Some I've been picking up some for 730, 720, sometimes 700. Some people really don't know what they have. And I'm making a real good profit margin off buying those cheaper ones from the morning. This is me buying it in the evening to show you for this video, but buying those cheaper ones in the morning and then listing them at 2,400, which is selling in the evening. So it does mean I'm going a little while without that gold. But the income it brings is really, like, if you had enough gold, this could be your sole gold making way of doing it, essentially. What you would be doing there is cornering yourself, though. If the tinderbox market ever goes down, you're kind of stuffed. So make sure you're diversifying. I mean, you don't have to take my word for it, but really, I strongly suggest diversifying the way you're making your gold income. I think it also helps a little bit with keeping it interesting. Sometimes if you do too much of the same thing, you get really bored, or at least I do. My weaver cloth farm is really good. It's really steady, and I can pay for my WoW subscription exclusively that way if I wanted to, if I just do it every day. But I get bored and I don't always want to do it every day. So finding other ways to make gold is a good way to make sure I'm entertained while I'm playing WoW. So that's really today's wrap up for that shimmering dust. Like I said, what you want to do is that world quest for the enchanter in the beginning, and then you want to go and find the two knowledge point drops from world events, world things that you're doing just out in the world, I guess. And I did that with the dirt piles, but there are other ways you can do that. And then the 8 knowledge points you get from disenchanting. And then after you've done all of that, you get the shimmering dust. So definitely go ahead and give that a go if you're looking at building this concentration spec. This doesn't work for every profession. I think it only works for enchanting this way, but I imagine for other gathering professions, they would have something similar. So I'm finding this really helpful, and I hope you find it helpful too. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. It's free for you and it's super helpful for me. And it lets me know what kind of videos you want more of. I know that I'm doing quite a variety here, but I'm trying to kind of expand what I'm doing. Like I said, I tried to expand what I'm doing in WoW in case something isn't working in the future. So I'm trying to do a bit of everything, trying to help everybody in a couple of different ways, just by playing the game the way I enjoy. So that's it for this video. And as always, remember, girls don't play WoW.